we're back again for another live stream. We're gonna do painting this time. I know, right? I know. Okay. I'm going to be using a new airbrush that I've never used before. So that's going to be interesting. This is Pache H. And what makes this different from my other airbrushes is that it is an external mix. So it actually mixes the paint with the air right there at the tip, right before it comes out. And it means it's a little more cleanly, doesn't get as messy, you don't have to take it apart nearly as much to clean it. I had one that was kind of like this, but it was plastic. Well, I still have it. It's a backup brush. Again, though, the problem with this one is that it doesn't actually have... I don't have a cup that fits it. You can probably find one that is oriented right. In fact, the one that came with this one kind of works with it, but not very well. It's still kind of a wonky angle. So this was made to be fitted with a bottle. And painting with bottles is alright, but I kind of prefer to paint with a cup because it's just a lot faster. You know, you mix up some color, put the color in there, paint, you know, pour it out, change color, paint again, whatever. Do the hokey pokey, it's awesome. I'm going to get a generous amount of water to start with. Very important. Very important. Here's our giant tub of water. So we're ready to go. I'm not entirely sure what color I'm going to actually paint this stuff. Oh, look. Wow. Okay, so this is new plastic that I've just started messing with. And it's Smoothcast 300. Up until now, I've always used 325, I believe. And I've switched to 300. I think it had a shorter curing time. Or maybe it had longer. Now I can't remember. There was something about it I liked, so I bought it. That's all I know. I do like that it dries white instead of clear. It's very obvious when it's dry. I shouldn't even use the term dry. That's not really correct. It has set up. I don't think it's fully cured, but it has set up. And that's what you kind of know that once you see that color, the color change. With the clear stuff, it's a lot harder to tell, where you are with it. This is a kind of a thicker box. I think I did 3 layers. Yeah, this is 3 layers. The last one I did, I only poured 2 layers. The last box, last crate, and 2 layers wasn't great. Wasn't great. It was really flimsy. This is much nicer. This is very solid, in fact. So that's good news. That's one of the things we're gonna paint. And here we have an oil drum. A space oil drum, which just happens to look exactly like regular oil drums. I figured, you know, we haven't redesigned oil drums ever, really. I mean, not in the modern era. Not in the industrial era. Like, oil drums have just always been oil drums. So I figured, why would we go and redesign them, you know, just because we had spaceships? I mean, probably using a lot of old ones. Actually, we do have plastic oil drums now, but I'm not gonna do plastic in this game. This doesn't take place in the plastic future. This is about bubble helmets, rockets, and ray guns. I did not leave myself a very good way to get these out. In hindsight, I wish I had made a 2-part mold, and I could actually no. What I really should do is just cut it open. But it's not that big a deal. I've been able to get all of them out so far. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. It's still, you know, plastic, but I think it'll hold its shape pretty well. It's very, very stiff. And, you know, again, I'm able to just have a slew of these oil drums and all these other parts for nothing, you know, because I'm casting all of them. I'm doing shell castings, rotating them, doing roto casting techniques. It's hand roto casting, but it's still roto casting. Basically just to get a shell cast. And that's what all of these are. Just shell castings. You can really see through these and tell what you're looking at. Just hollow little shell castings. Makes a little bit of plastic go a hell of a long way, which is great. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that has accumulated. Oh, here we go. Ah, yes. I have the crate, the big box, and actually I have an alternate lid for this. So in some cases there'll be an alternate lid, just to throw in some variety. More of these. Yet more. One more. And here's another one. Boy, this is great. It's going to be a lot of interior detail pieces for the engine room. Yeah, this foam core is reaching end of life. So here's another piece. And that's the 325 in the first 2 coats, or first, I think, one or 2 coats, I can't remember, on the inside, so that would be the outside of the model, and some 300 to finish it off, just to sort of thicken it up at the bottom. This actually looks like one of the best I've had of this. It could just be the way it looks, because it's not transparent, so I don't know. But I know at least one of them had a little bit of distortion, or this rim didn't quite fill in. Here it is. Yeah, this one, the rim didn't quite fill in, but you know, it's not a big deal. All this equipment is used. It's junky. It's been flying across space. God knows. Okay. And I'm gonna open another one. Actually, let's go ahead and peel the ring off the top. Comes off a lot easier if you can just kind of crack it off, while the rest of it is securely inside the mold. And then there we go. That flashing is minimal. Just kind of comes right off. Maybe a little sanding. We've got one more here. It's interesting. I didn't really get to this one on the 3rd round, so I think this just has 2 layers, but I'm pretty sure that I finished with this one. It was really starting to thicken up. So I think that this got a really good layer. Here we go. I feel like this one got a really solid 2nd layer, as I recall. And then I dripped a little bit of 325 in, just excess at the end. And that worked. Okay, let's get these out of the way. All the molds. Clean out the flashing. Okay. This is really solid. Like, this is one of the best I've had so far. Just take some of this stuff off around the edge. Give it a little bit cleaner edge. Okay. go. Okay. Pretty good. Grab a little sandpaper. Smooth down some of these sides. Not too worried about the seams because you're only ever going to see one side at a time. I really don't think I'll have a hard time just hiding the undesirable side. So that's not even something I'm particularly worried about. Alright, let's get all the pieces grouped here. Wow, that's a lot of barrels. I'll go ahead and paint the original too. That'll give us one more. Well, we have 8. Yeah, we have 8 oil drums. We have, let's see, 5 of these larger pieces, one of which already has another piece attached to it. Looks like we have, of these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And we have 4 of these plus 1 on top of that, so that's 5 of those. We don't have enough crates, really. We need more crates. We only have 4. We need a lot more crates. That's okay. I will probably do more crates tomorrow. For now, let's get to painting. Okay, it's never been used. We'll see how good it is. I don't think there's any point in airbrushing this piece, so I'll put that aside. What I will do is airbrush crates. I could give some thought to what they ought to look like. I could go with gray metal pieces here and maybe a different color on the inside. Maybe just a lighter gray. I mean, after all, they're just supposed to be metal crates. They shouldn't be too fancy. Maybe some of them could look like they used to have paint and it was rubbed off. In that case, probably the thing to do with those would be to go with a white, an off-white. And then dry brush an oxidized metal. I'm gonna need a lot of this, so might as well make a lot. too crazy with the black. Make some medium in here. Some reducer. Yeah, that's why I thought that almost looks white. Maybe just a tad more black to get a bit more of a gray. Yeah. Yeah, better. I like that. That needs a lot more reducer. Try to get it down to sort of slightly thicker than water. Most people call it milky. Doesn't really make sense because milk has roughly the same viscosity as water, but cream doesn't. So I suppose you could say sort of creamish. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's try it. This is why we paper the table. Now this nozzle controls the blast. How much paint is coming out. It's a pretty good amount. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very nice. By the way, I'm not doing this in an unventilated room. There's actually, this is a spray booth vent. It has fans back there sucking air. Has another fan, big duct fan installed at the window, so it's just, yeah. Good. Whoa. I think I will take this opportunity to wear gloves. Why not? Why not? Well, I'll wear gloves. Okay. Back to the grind. crates. More paint. Looks like I mixed plenty for the crates. My last one. These are a bit annoying because they want to flop all over the place. They're extremely light. I mean, there's just no mass to these things at all. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this guy will be about the same. Back doesn't really matter, we're never going to see that. Let that one sit for a minute. Do the top. So I'm gonna be light on this because I think I might go with a different color for this top. So that'll make an alright base coat, but this one probably will go ahead and like be this color. With scuffing. Be this color but with scuffs and such. Yep, looking good. I think this is going to be full metal. No bad paint job or anything like that. I like the idea of some of these having a bad paint job and some of them being metal. Actually, I think, yeah, I'll probably go for the paint job on most of these. That feels pretty good. A little bit more. There we go. It's the last of that. I might actually switch to a different shade anyway when I'm done with this one. Whoops. I'm not used to having a cup on this. Used to having painting with bottles. Can't slosh this one around quite as much. Oops. This one's pretty weak. Last little bit here. Okay. That's it. Pretty much out of this color. Okay. Now. Time to mix something else, maybe, well, yeah. I don't want to get too far away from what I'm doing. Maybe a little darker. Maybe just a bit darker. Okay. Let's go with that. Yep. Definitely darker. Uh-oh. There's a lot of flashing on this one that I missed. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. I'll try a bit of a two-tone thing to give it some kind of strange dimensional, kind of a strange dimensional look.
Okay. There are the air tanks. There's these guys. Really getting another coat on there, but it's also slightly darker shades, so causes some interesting variations. Okay. Now we gotta come back to this. this pretty good. It's got a little bit of a speckly look to it now. There we go, that's evening it out. Yeah, that's good. We've got more to do here. Yep. It's interesting, this one's coming out a different color because it's white underneath. And all the others are kind of a clear. And they don't have that white bouncing the light back. Backing the coat with white. It's almost like a prime. It acts almost like a prime coat. That's a lot of gray paint. Whew. A lot of gray paint. Okay.
Good. Alright, I got coverage on everything. Yep, looking pretty good. Can really see the details better. I can see where some of these had little bubbles in them and stuff. It's no big deal. Kind of makes it look a little bit more falling apart, rotted. Yeah, I dig it. This is looking like a nice little collection of detail pieces, each of which will play some part in dressing up the inside of the spaceship interior, the freighter interior that I'm working on. Metal shelves and engine pieces, crates, barrels, that sort of thing. Pretty happy with the base coat. I think that I will call it here and come back tomorrow and get some more, maybe get some more coats on some of this. kind of see how I feel. I might even go in at this point and start working with brushes. I want to make sure that I've gotten rid of any kind of translucent look. I've got to get enough paint on there for them to not look translucent. I might even hit them with a little bit of crystal clear to get better coverage. I don't really want to cover up any details though, and crystal clear tends to be a bit on the thick side. So, I don't know, we'll see. But overall, I think it's coming together really nice. I think all these pieces are going to look great together. And I'm looking forward to getting some rust marks, you know, really detailing where they're kind of falling apart and looking ugly. Maybe some old paint scuffed away. You know, some metal sort of where the paint was scraped off and that sort of thing. Just really kind of give them that weathered look. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. Doesn't look like much now, just a collection of pieces, but all the pieces will go together into something interesting. Alright, well, I think that's about it, and I will stream again soon.